What is the primary rationale for data protection laws in Europe? A. Promoting digital innovation. B. Enhancing national security. C. Protecting individuals' privacy rights. D. Facilitating international trade. Correct answer. C. Protecting individuals' privacy rights. Which institution is responsible for the interpretation of EU law, including data protection laws? A. European Parliament. B. European Commission. C. Court of Justice of the European Union. D. European Council. Correct answer. C. Court of Justice of the European Union. The GDPR is directly applicable in which of the following areas? A. Only within the EU member states. B. Only within the EEA countries. C. Globally, to all companies processing EU citizens' data. D. Only in countries that have adopted GDPR-like laws. Correct answer. C. Globally, to all companies processing EU citizens' data. What was the main objective of the EU Data Protection Directive, 95/46, EC? A. To regulate the use of artificial intelligence. B. To harmonize data protection laws across the EU. C. To establish the European Data Protection Board. D. To oversee data breaches and cybersecurity threats. Correct answer. B. To harmonize data protection laws across the EU. The ePrivacy Directive primarily focuses on A. The protection of personal data in electronic commerce. B. The regulation of electronic communications privacy. C. The harmonization of copyright laws across the EU. D. The establishment of data protection standards for I. Correct answer. B. The regulation of electronic communications privacy. What does the Treaty of Lisbon relate to in the context of data protection? A. It established the GDPR. B. It reformed EU institutional structure, impacting data protection. C. It introduced the ePrivacy Directive. D. It exclusively dealt with electronic commerce. Correct answer. B. It reformed EU institutional structure, impacting data protection. Which of the following best describes the role of the European Data Protection Board? A. Enforcing data protection laws in non-EU countries. B. Providing guidance on data protection matters within the EU. C. Drafting new data protection laws for EU member states. D. Monitoring compliance with the NIS directive. Correct answer. B. Providing guidance on data protection matters within the EU. The NIS directive focuses on A. Network and information system security. B. Personal data processing activities. C. Privacy and electronic communications. D. Data retention practices in e-commerce. Correct answer. A. Network and information system security. How does Brexit impact the application of GDPR in the UK? A. GDPR is no longer applicable in the UK. B. UK has its own version of GDPR that closely mirrors the use. GDPR applies in the UK without any changes. D. UK businesses can ignore GDPR when dealing with EU customers. Correct answer. B. UK has its own version of GDPR that closely mirrors the EU's. Convention 108 is significant because it was the first A. EU directive focusing on electronic commerce. B. International Treaty on Data Protection. C. Legislation introducing the concept of GDPR. D. EU regulation on artificial intelligence. Correct answer. B. International Treaty on Data Protection. Which principle of GDPR requires that personal data be kept in a form which permits identification of data subjects for no longer than is necessary for the purposes for which the personal data are processed? A. Lawfulness, fairness, and transparency. B. Data minimization. C. Storage limitation. D. Integrity and confidentiality. Correct answer. C. Storage limitation. Under GDPR, the right to be forgotten is also known as a. Right to erasure. B. Right to data portability. C. Right to access. D. Right to rectification. Correct answer. A. Right to erasure. Which of the following is not a role defined under GDPR? A. Data controller. B. Data processor. C. Data protector. D. Data subject. Correct answer. C. Data protector. The Data Protection Impact Assessment, DPIA, is mandatory under GDPR in cases of A. Large-scale processing of genetic data. B. Occasional processing of personal data for marketing. C. Processing of data necessary for the performance of a contract. D. Transferring data within the same organization. Correct answer. A. Large-scale processing of genetic data. Under the GDPR, which authority is primarily responsible for overseeing the application of data protection laws in a specific EU member state? A. European Data Protection Supervisor. B. National Data Protection Authority. C. European Commission. D. Court of Justice of the European Union. Correct answer. B. National Data Protection Authority. What does the principle of data minimization under GDPR imply? A. Data should be processed in a manner that ensures security. B. Only the necessary data for the specific purpose should be collected. C. Data should be stored for limited time periods. D. Data should be processed transparently. Correct answer. B. Only the necessary data for the specific purpose should be collected. The EU-US Privacy Shield was invalidated by the Court of Justice of the European Union in which year? A. 2016. B. 2018. C. 2020. D. 2022. Correct answer. C. 2020. What is the primary purpose of the Data Governance Act proposed by the European Commission? A. To regulate artificial intelligence. B. To enhance cybersecurity across the EU. C. To facilitate data sharing among EU countries. D. To replace the GDPR. Correct answer. C. To facilitate data sharing among EU countries. Which of the following is not a lawful basis for processing personal data under the GDPR? A. Consent of the data subject. B. Legitimate interest pursued by the data controller. C. The data subject's social media preferences. D. Compliance with a legal obligation. Correct answer. C. The data subject's social media preferences. In the context of GDPR, what does pseudonymization refer to? A. The complete anonymization of personal data. B. The deletion of personal data upon request. C. The process of transforming personal data in such a way that it cannot be attributed to a specific data subject without the use of additional information. D. The encryption of personal data. Correct answer. C. The process of transforming personal data in such a way that it cannot be attributed to a specific data subject without the use of additional information. Which GDPR article outlines the conditions for consent? A. Article 6b, Article 7c, Article 9d, Article 22. Correct answer. B. Article 7. The lead supervisory authority is a concept in GDPR that applies to A. Data processing that affects data subjects in more than one EU member state. B. Any data breach, regardless of its geographical impact. C. The appointment of a data protection officer. D. The processing of data by public authorities exclusively. Correct answer. A. Data processing that affects data subjects in more than one EU member state. Which of the following scenarios would most likely require the appointment of a data protection officer, DPO, under GDPR? A. A small bakery that processes employee data for payroll. B. A university conducting research involving large-scale processing of sensitive data. C. A bookstore using a third-party service for email marketing. D. A local community group maintaining a membership contact list. Correct answer. B. A university conducting research involving large-scale processing of sensitive data. Under GDPR, the right to data portability allows individuals to A. Request deletion of personal data. B. Receive personal data concerning them in a structured, commonly used and machine-readable format. C. Object to the processing of their personal data. D. Be informed about data breaches within 72 hours. Correct answer. B. Receive personal data concerning them in a structured, commonly used and machine-readable format. Cross-border data transfers under GDPR are permitted if a. The data subject has traveled outside the EU. B. The European Commission has decided that the third country ensures an adequate level of protection. C. The data controller uses standard contractual clauses without any additional safeguards. D. The data is encrypted.